Imagine a world where everything turns to gold at your touch. Sounds tempting? This might remind some of you of the famous myth of King Midas. But if you think about it, it wouldn't be so practical. Your food, your clothes, even your loved ones all turning into gold? That would be a nightmare. Why? Because gold, like every other element, has its own unique properties that make it better suited for some things than others. And that, my friends, is precisely what we're going to talk about today. The periodic table of elements. The periodic table is like a giant cheat sheet for the universe. It tells us about the building blocks of everything we see around us, from the air we breathe to the screen you're watching this video on. But what makes it so special? Think of the periodic table as a giant jigsaw puzzle. Each piece or element has its own unique shape, color, and pattern. These elements are arranged in a very specific way according to their atomic number, which is the number of protons in an atom's nucleus. For example, hydrogen, the lightest and simplest element, sits at the very top left of the table. It has an atomic number of 1 because it has 1 proton. Move a step to the right and you'll find helium with 2 protons. Go down to the second row, or period, and you'll find lithium with 3 protons. This pattern continues all the way to the bottom of the table, where the heaviest elements with over 100 protons reside. But the periodic table doesn't just tell us about the number of protons, it also gives us a wealth of other information. For instance, elements in the same column or group have similar properties. Take the first group, for example. It includes hydrogen, lithium, sodium, and several others. They all share one common trait. They are highly reactive, meaning they love to combine with other elements. Then there's the last group on the far right, which includes noble gases like helium, neon, and argon. These elements are the complete opposite of group 1. They are so content with their electron arrangement that they rarely react with other elements. Now, understanding the periodic table isn't just for scientists in white lab coats. It has real-life applications too. For instance, knowing that sodium from group 1 and chlorine from group 7 are reactive elements, we can predict that they might react together. And guess what? They do. When they react, they form sodium chloride, which is the chemical name for table salt. So, you see, the periodic table isn't just a chart, it's a storybook that tells the tale of our universe, one element at a time. Quiz time. What is the atomic number of an element? Can you name 2 elements from the same group and tell one common property they share? And finally, can you name the element formed when sodium reacts with chlorine? Remember, every element has a story to tell. So, the next time you see the periodic table, don't just see it as a bunch of numbers and letters. See it as the language of the universe, speaking to us in the language of chemistry. That's all for today. Tune in next time, and we'll dive deeper into the fascinating world of chemistry. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, stay curious.